Good morning, Moonhaven Falls. This is Audric Cashmere with your weekly community bulletin. It's currently, well, the calendar says it's currently the depths of Yule, but my thermometer is reading a balmy 85 degrees. We've had reports of the town square ice rink turning into a lukewarm wading pool, and the decorative chocolate reindeer at Miller's confectionery have tragically melted into what can only be described as a cocoa swamp. We are advising residents to swap out their wool sweaters for linen tunics until further notice.
Everyone.
We interrupt this broadcast for
I have an important
surprise
today.
live announcement occurring right outside the studio window.
That's better. Happy holidays, little mortals. I am Byrne, Dragoness Extraordinaire, and I have come before you today with an exciting announcement. I noticed your Yule festival was dreadfully drab. Snow? Shivering? Boring. I have decided to turn up the heat. We're doing a tropical solstice. I want to see beach volleyball in the market square by noon.
Sister.
Ladies and gentlemen, a second dragon has just descended from the sky and also taken on a humanoid form.
You're disrupting the natural order again.
Oh, well, look who showed up, everybody. The wet blanket.
Byrne, this town requires its seasonal chill, and I warn you, cease this infernal tanning session or I shall be forced to act.
Oh, make me Ice Cube.
Very well. Observe yonder ceramic atrocity, the one with the pointy red hat.
The second dragon has just unleashed what appears to be an ice bolt at... Is that a wizard garden gnome?
Ooh, you froze a garden gnome. I'm shaking in my booties. Tacky move, brother. Tacky. We'll see whose party's better. Ta-ta, Moonhaven. Don't forget your sunscreen.
Okay. And just like that, both dragons have resumed their natural forms and flown off. Well, in lighter news, the local kids club, led by the ever-resourceful Gary, seems to be entirely unbothered by our sudden shift in the weather. They were spotted this morning, turning the melted ice rink into a makeshift water polo arena. Gary was even overheard saying, "Improvise, adapt, overcome, and don't forget your floaties." More on this developing weather situation in the coming days. Stay hydrated, Moonhaven. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Moonhaven Falls Crystal Network. We have a very special guest with us in the studio today, someone who has first-hand experience with a woman at the center of so much of our town's speculation and occasionally fear. Please welcome to the studio, Mr. Alistair Finch. Thank you for having me. Alistair, you came to live with Hazel Blackwood some years ago, is that correct? Yes, that's right. I was 8 at the time, I believe. My mother passed away from the pox, and my father, who was a very kind man and a hard worker, simply couldn't care for me alone. We were going to lose our home, our farm. And that's when Hazel Blackwood stepped in? Yes, she did. She offered my father a way out, a chance for me to have a good life. He was hesitant, of course. There were rumors even back then, but he loved me, Audric, and he wanted what was best. And Hazel? She seemed very kind. And was she? Kind, I mean. Kinder than anyone else I've ever known. She wasn't a storybook mother, perhaps. Stern sometimes, had her peculiarities, but she cared for me. She taught me, and not just reading and writing, but about the world, about history and proper dictation and other things. She has a vast library out there. You wouldn't even believe it if you saw it. And the other children? There were others, weren't there? Yes, there were others. We are a family of sorts. Some younger, some older. Some of us stayed longer, some moved on. And Hazel? She never turned away anyone who truly needed her help. Now, Alistair, there are those in Moonhaven Falls who say that these children have been taken, that they've been vanished, that the few of you who are ever heard from again have been enchanted or bewitched, as none of you ever seem to have a single bad word to say against her. We vanished from Moonhaven Falls, perhaps, but we did not vanish altogether. We were there. We lived, we learned, we grew up. Hazel made sure we had everything we needed and more. She gave us a home when we had none. Yes, but what about the whispers, Alistair? What about the rumors of witchcraft, of dark bargains? Audric, you of all people should know that the residents of Moonhaven Falls love their stories. Hazel's different, I'll admit that. Any of us would. And she knows things that others don't. She has a connection to, let's call it the old ways, perhaps. But she's never hurt anyone. She used her knowledge to help, to heal, to guide. And quite frankly, when she gets a bit too mothering, or maybe attached is a better word, Aunt Freya shows up to remind her that we can't be sheltered forever. So what you're telling us, is that the Hazel Blackwood we've all heard about is not the woman I grew up knowing. She was a mother to me, Mr. Cashmere. She saved me, and she saved others too. She gave us a chance when no one else either would or could, and it's time that Moonhaven Falls knew the truth. The children, those of us who come to Whispering Pines, we are not lost. We're found. Well, that was Mr. Alistair Finch with his take as a child of the Whispering Pines on Hazel Blackwood. Up next, the Arena Fury review. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Arena Fury highlights. Yesterday's game was a nail-biter between two formidable teams, the Kraken Grabbers, and the enigmatic strategists, the Gobbling Sphinx. Let's dive into the highlights. Release the Kraken! And I mean a Sphinx? Well, hopefully they swallowed their game plan and not the dodgeballs. This was one wild ride, folks. The tension was palpable right from the start. The Grabbers, known for their aggressive throwing, faced off against the Sphinx, renowned for their intricate team formations. Oh, you could cut the atmosphere with a rubber chicken. Both teams came out looking serious. Well, serious as you can look when you're about to hurl bouncy projectiles at each other. And the Kraken Grabbers struck first. Look at the speed and accuracy of Tentacle Terry. 2 quick eliminations, showcasing early offensive power. Terra has more arms than a discount sweater convention. Those Sphinx runners didn't know what hit them. They got wrapped up in Terry's tentacle tornado of throws. But the Gobbling Sphinx are not to be underestimated. Riddlemaster Rise used a newly deployed obscuring mist with expert precision, slipping past the Grabbers and snagging a vital power orb. Sneaky Sphinx, man. They use that fog like a ninja vanishing in a puff of, well, fog. Rise playing chess while the Kraken Grabbers are playing checkers. Bouncy checkers. And Rise uses the white orb quite effectively. The split lightning balls stun Salty Sue of the Grabbers, leaving her vulnerable for an easy elimination by Clever Cleo. Textbook teamwork from the Sphinx. Zap! A zap! Zap it a zap! Double the trouble for Salty Sue. She is looking a little shell-shocked. The Sphinx have proven they got more than just riddles up their sleeves. They got those shocking tactics. We see incredible agility from Deep Diver Dave. That was a very near miss. He timed that jump just perfectly, narrowly avoiding elimination and maintaining a crucial runner presence for the Kraken Grabbers. He's got the moves like Nick Yeager. If Yeager was trying to avoid a high-velocity rubber sphere, that was closer than a barnacle on a whale's backside. The red orb is in play for the Sphinx, and Sandstorm Samara unleashes a scorcher. Look at the speed and the visual trail. Kraken Ken on the high-performance platform had no chance. Fire in the hole! Samara just turned that dodgeball into a flaming comet of doom. Ken got roasted like a marshmallow at a deep-sea campfire. Chaos at relocating ball dispensers. Both teams are now fighting for control of the new ball supply, and it's a mad dash. It's like a Black Friday sale, but instead of high-end Magitech, they are fighting over rubber spheres of elimination. Elbows out, folks. May the best grabber win. The green orb comes into play next for the Kraken Grabbers. Ink Sling and Izzy connects. And look at Mystic Marvin from the Sphinx. He's wandering around like he's lost in a desert mirage. Easy target for Hurricane Hell.
If he gave Marvin a case of the spins, he's probably seeing double or even triple. Hell with the cleanup throw, teamwork makes the dream work, even when someone's seeing stars. Unbelievable, down to the wire. The last Kraken thrower, Anchor Andy, is taken out by a clear orb from Phantom Phil. The Sphinx snatch victory from the jaws of the Kraken. Launched into orbit. Andy just got yeeted into the loser's lounge. Phil with the ultimate clutch play. The Sphinx pulled that one right out of their sandy hats. What a finish! An absolutely incredible match. The Krakens show their raw power, but the Sphinx strategic brilliance and clutch power orb usage secure that hard-fought victory. That was a game for the ages. That was more thrilling than trying to decipher an actual Sphinx's riddle. You could not have written a better ending. Marina Fiore delivers again. Are you an adventurer seeking that extra edge? A scholar yearning for arcane knowledge? Or perhaps a discerning individual with a taste for the finer enchantments? Then step into the wondrous world of Eldrin's Emporium of Enchanted Curios. Nestled here in the heart of the bustling trade ward of Summer's Vale, Eldrin's Emporium offers a meticulously curated collection of magical items to suit every need and fancy, from potent potions brewed under the light of the full moon, to scrolls containing forgotten spells, from finely crafted weapons imbued with elemental power, to wondrous trinkets whispering secrets to their owners. You'll find it all here, within our enchanted walls. Our proprietor, the esteemed Archmage Eldrin Meadowlight, may his beard grow ever longer, personally hand-selects each item, ensuring both authenticity and potency. Whether you require a potion of healing for those close calls, a lantern of revealing to pierce the deepest shadows, or a bag of holding for your ever-growing loot, Eldrin and his knowledgeable staff are ready to assist you. Don't settle for mundane wares. Elevate your adventures, enhance your studies, and add just a touch of magic to your everyday life. Visit Eldrin's Emporium of Enchanted Curios today, located near the Dancing Sword Tavern in Summer's Vale. Ask for Eldrin, and tell him a friendly voice on the airwaves sent you. Good morning, Timmy. You're a bit early. Why did you turn the broadcasting equipment on, and why is there a dusting of oat flakes on your shoulder?
That, boss, is residue from my new mail carrier. Letter 2 from Lady F. This one appeared on my left elbow as I was putting away some groceries for Mom, and it did make a bit of a mess.
I see. Delivery via Golden Oats, huh? Well, she's certainly creative. Wonder if that was deliberate. This Lady F is quickly becoming a favorite mystery of mine. Alright, look, before we dive into the letter, I gotta know, did you make any headway on her location?
I did the rounds. I spoke with Captain Vancroft of the Moonhaven Guard. No missing princess reports, no active rescue quests, and she swore there are no local dragon-guarded towers on the registry. I even checked out the Igneous. He confirmed there are no local dragons are currently employed in princess guarding duty. It's like her tower is completely off the map.
So the mystery deepens. Well, that does confirm something I was considering when I saw the flower. This isn't standard courier service. I'm worried about the range of whatever she's using. If those letters are coming from somewhere truly remote, we really need to know what we're dealing with. Well, she did mention some dusty old books, so clearly she's figuring out some kind of homemade magic delivery system. Keep digging. For now, let's take a look. To Timmy, my favorite intern. From Lady F, still in the tower. Date, I don't actually know. About 3 weeks after my last letter.
Wow, that seems boring.
That's crazier than you think it is, because it's actually only been 2 weeks from her last letter. I nearly fell out of my window seat when I heard Audric read my letter. You actually did it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It was loud enough to wake up the big green scaled lady, and she even looked momentarily confused, which is a feat in itself. It felt like the walls of this dreary old tower finally cracked open a little, knowing that I have a connection to the outside world. Thank you to you, and to that mysterious package. This is the biggest comfort I've had in years. A literal lifeline of music and news. Now for an update on those dusty old books that I mentioned last time. Turns out they weren't boring old history texts at all. Some of them are filled with amazing diagrams and instructions for all sorts of unusual things. I've been practicing the methods needed to send these letters. Oh dear. And I have to say, it's going incredibly well. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Figuring out this new skill has changed everything. I used to feel like I was just waiting, passively, for some handsome knight to show up, a classic helpless damsel in distress. But now I know I can manipulate the environment around me, even if it's just to get a piece of paper to travel 50 miles or so. It gives me a massive confidence boost. I feel a lot less like a prisoner and more like an agent. You and your station are making my sentence bearable, so keep playing the loud stuff. It drowns out the dragon's snoring. I have found that the music by Seraphina Scalesong is the most relaxing while I'm studying. These new skills are going to improve my delivery methods and maybe one day even get me out of this tower. Your secretly empowered listener, Lady F. P.S. How is the coffee machine holding up in the break room? I've been having strange dreams about bad coffee. Well, Timmy has been failing at keeping the good coffee stocked.
Hey!
I'm kidding. In all seriousness, though, the coffee here is fine. Must be someone else's coffee that's better. Well, good luck, Lady F. We got your letter. I hope we get another from you. What? Welcome to you, my archmages and sorcerers, rogues and paladins, caravaneers, entertainers, and citizens of all walks of life here in the Hidden Realms. Welcome back to Crossroads Chronicles, the show that delves into the fascinating lives and livelihoods that make our realm such a vibrant and sometimes perilous place to call home. Today we have with us a truly unique individual. Please welcome Lickwing Meadowlight, proprietor of the renowned and perhaps slightly infamous Peddle and Parry Self-Defense Academy. My dear, infamous is such a strong word. Let's just say my methods are unconventional, shall we? A bit like using a pixie's giggle to disorient a grumpy ogre, wouldn't you agree? Well, Flickwing, that certainly piques the interest. For our listeners who might not be familiar, Peddle and Parry isn't your typical sword and shield affair. You specialize in teaching individuals how to defend themselves by not necessarily meeting force with force, correct? Exactly, laddie, exactly. You see, darling, so many creatures rely on brute strength, on being bigger and tougher. But what happens when you take that advantage and just, redirect it, eh? Think of it like a swift current. You try to fight it head on and you're swept away. But you guide it, you understand its flow, and you can power a mill. Now that is a fascinating analogy. Can you give us a concrete example? Perhaps a common scenario that adventurers might encounter. Oh, certainly. Let's say a hulking orc charges at you, swinging a massive great axe. Your instinct might be to block, to try and parry that immense force. Foolishness, I'm telling you. Foolish! Instead, we teach you to use their momentum against them, eh? A well-timed sidestep. Gentle nudge with a reinforced flower. Yes, even petals can be potent. And suddenly that orc is stumbling right on past you, completely off balance, their own strength becoming their undoing. A reinforced flower and a nudge. That sounds intriguing. What exactly goes into this unconventional weaponry? That's a trade secret, my dear. But let's just say the forest provides many unexpected allies. The tensile strength of certain vines, eh? The surprising sharpness of specific thorns, all imbued with just a touch of fey magic, of course. We even work with particularly pervasive pollen. Sneeze at the right moment can be surprisingly effective. I can imagine, yes. So it's not about physical technique so much, but also understanding your opponent. Their weaknesses, even their allergies? Exactly. A roaring minotaur might be terrifying, but if you considered its poor eyesight, a sudden burst of glittery dust in its face can buy you precious moments. A lumbering troll might seem unstoppable when it's charging, but they're often surprisingly clumsy on uneven terrain. We teach our students to observe, to analyze, and to find them little chinks in their opponent's formidable armor. That all sounds like a very, cerebral approach to self-defense. Is it effective for everyone, regardless of their own physical capabilities? Oh, absolutely. That's the beauty of it. You don't need to be the strongest or the fastest. You just need to be a bit clever, adaptable, even a little whimsical. A nimble halfling can use a charging ogre's own weight to trip him up. A scholarly gnome could use illusions to create a momentary confusion, enough time to slip away, or even deploy a cleverly placed ankle-foot bag made from enchanted moss. So you're essentially attempting to turn opponents' strengths into liabilities. Precisely! It's the art of the unexpected. The ogre expects a sword fight, not a face full of stinging nettle. The bandit anticipates a struggle, not a sudden swarm of agitated bees, carefully directed, of course. It's about thinking outside of the box, or perhaps outside of the traditional weaponry chest. Now, you mentioned fey magic earlier. How does that play into your teachings? Just the little touches. Whisper of enchantment to make a tripping wire invisible, a glamour to make harmless pebbles look like dangerous projectiles, perhaps even a touch of illusion to disorient and confuse. Fey magic's about subtlety, you know, about bending perception, which is at the heart of our philosophy. Well, sounds like your students learn more than just self-defense. They learn a different way of interacting with the world around them. And they learn to see opportunities where others see threats. They learn to use their wits and their environment to their advantage, and perhaps most importantly, they learn that even the smallest among us can be surprisingly formidable. Well, Flickwing Meadowlight, it has been an absolute delight speaking with you. Petal and Parry sounds like a truly unique and invaluable service in these sometimes perilous lands. For any listeners interested in learning more, where can they find you? Oh, you can usually find our training grounds nestled in the Whispering Woods, just off the Old King's Road. Just look for the clearing with the unusually well-behaved badger and the faintly shimmering flowers. Oh, and do bring a sense of humour. It's essential for deflecting a grumpy troll's insults, you know. That was Flickwing Meadowlight of Petal and Parry. We'll be right back after a short break, so don't go anywhere. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This concludes our episode for the week, and I hope you were entertained, amused, intrigued, or engaged by this. If you were, there's a couple of ways you can help to ensure the show's continued production. First and foremost, please let me know what you enjoyed and didn't. Knowing what my listeners like or dislike is invaluable in determining how the show will progress. It's also remarkably easy to do. You just need to take a moment to like this video, share it with a friend, and then leave a comment with your thoughts below. If you're listening on a podcast platform, a quick rating is also invaluable, and we very much appreciate you taking a moment to let others know that we are worth listening to. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel or follow the podcast. It's a free, simple action that is absolutely essential for the continued expansion of our audience, as it lets the algorithm know that you listened and want to continue hearing these stories. For anyone who wishes to directly invest in the future of our work, please explore our community on Patreon. I personally write, edit, and produce all the content for this show, and if you want to buy me a cup of coffee a month as encouragement to continue doing so, I gratefully accept. We do also offer several other membership tiers with exclusive benefits on Patreon, and your financial support is what makes it possible for me to deliver this kind of content week after week. A special thanks this week to our tipping supporters. My coffee of the week says that this episode is dedicated to you. My family and I genuinely appreciate you, and everyone who listens, for showing your support, and I would like to thank all of you for continuing to do so. We look forward to seeing you next episode.